Welcome to the long-awaited webinar, Skill Monetization Formula. If you are with us, please drop your favorite emoji. Let's be sure that we have people with us before we get started. Thank you. All right, let's have more. All right, so I can see 7 participants presently. Welcome, Ayomide. Can we have more like that? Drop your favorite emoji in the comment section. Let's be sure we have people with us. I can see 7 people. Okay, 6 likes. Ayomide is there. All right. Welcome, Davis Bolaji. Welcome. Welcome, Shuku David. All right. Let's have more hands. The number is increasing. Let's have more hands. If you are just joining us, welcome to the long-awaited webinar, Skill Monetization Formula. Let's start. Welcome, Dane Marvel. Welcome to our midst. Let's start learning how to monetize that skill of ours, right? I'm waiting till 7:10 so that we can get started, just to give people who will be coming a little bit late opportunity to still catch up with us. All right, so let us just wait a little bit. But before 7:10, let's keep dropping our favorite emoji. If you are just joining us, drop your favorite. Immediately 7:10, even if we are just 5, we will get started. Welcome, Ayomi. Welcome, Shuku David. Welcome, Dan Marvel. When we start the webinar properly and we are into it, if by any means you have issues with network, you are not hearing me or whatever, please make sure you comment so that I can know what's happening at my end. I don't want us to lose each other for any reason. All right. And also do well to subscribe so that you can always see updates of what will continue to happen on this channel. We will be dropping more of ideas, more of formulas, more of systems like this that will help you to monetize your skill and things generally around branding and marketing. All right, this is 7:08, just 2 minutes more to go. Welcome. I hope we all are ready and willing to learn tonight. You can get your pen and your paper so that you can put down some key stuffs that will eventually help you. Just be relaxed. We are here together tonight, and I promise you, you will not regret coming around. It's going to be a fantastic one. All right. This is 7:09, just a minute more to go, and we'll get started. Omole Ariyo, welcome. I see you. Welcome to our midst. We have, and now it is 7:10. All right. So anyone that comes after now will just meet us as we get started. All right. So with that being said, we start in the name of the Lord. Okay. All right. So we are here for skill monetization formula. This is the long-awaited webinar that we all have been waiting for. All right. I don't have to stress that. So let's get to the business of the day. I will like to start by introducing myself. All right. A little bit of information about me. My name is Oluwatobiloba Emmanuel. I'm a digital strategist, a trainer. This is a little bit of a long reading, but if you come down to about the fourth to the last line, you are going to see through creativity and strategy and technology, I guide people in building strong brand and profitable online presence and sustainable paths to success. All right, so that's just what I do in brief. If you have interest in having success in the digital world, you have a business, you have a brand that you want to push in the digital world, you want to become successful, you are trying to find your footing on different social media so that you can get known, you want to create awareness, you want to create sales and the like, stuff like that. Okay, I am the man for you. I help you to channel your path from whatever level you are till you get your desired results. Okay. Okay, so tonight is not it's not about me. However, I feel it is important that we at least introduce ourselves. Now let's get to the business of the day immediately. Uh, we are here to talk about, of course, as the topic says, skill monetization formula. What we want to talk about is how we can turn our skill or convert our skill into monetary value. How we can take that skill of ours and then offer it or sell that product of ours and gain money in return. Right? That is what we are here to talk about tonight. Okay, so now there are certain keywords in this topic that we are going to journey with even as we start discussing. There is the word skill and there is the word monetization. All right, so that if you are going to be monetizing, you have to at least have a skill. Okay, and then we'll talk about that more in details even as we venture into the discussion. All right, now, of course, a skill is a skill, something that you can offer to solve a problem or a product that you can sell to meet certain needs. All right, now, monetization implies that getting money from that value that you have exchanged. That is the act of monetization. All right. Getting money out of a skill, getting money out of a service. Now, what we really want to deal with in today's class is how to get money from that which we have in our hands. It is quite frustrating when you want to learn a skill and the person that wants to teach you says, this is a six-figure skill. By the time you learn it in 3 months' time, you will start making six figures. And this is 1 year down the line. You are not even making four figures yet. It is very frustrating because if it is the case that you don't have a skill, you will probably have an excuse that is because I don't have a skill. But now you have a skill, you have done what they said you should do, yet nothing is coming forth. What are the dynamics in between that space? What are we not doing right? That is what we are going to be looking into today. And I must tell you from the beginning that monetization can be done in different ways. There are thousands of channels, there are thousands of formulas through which you can monetize your skill. But what we are going to pick one in this webinar and we will try to do justice to it. All right, we are going to pick one sure path to monetization of our skill, and not just monetization, building a robust client base from which we can continually monetize our skill. All right, I thought it was very needful for me to do that breakdown of what we are looking into so that we can have a mindset of what to expect. Now, having done all those, let's do a further breaking down. Let's do a further division through which we will now begin to write. Now, if you look at the slide that we have now, you see the word skill, you are going to see business, and then you're going to see income. All right. Of course, we have tried to do justice to what skill imply. But according to the definition we have here, we see that a skill is the ability to perform tasks effectively. Please take note of the word effectively. Okay. It's not just you performing tasks, it is still performing the task effectively. That effectiveness is what makes you stand out amongst other people who knows how to perform that same skill that you know, right? So a skill is the ability to perform tasks effectively, gained through knowledge, practice, and experience. Of course, you learn, you practice, then you become experienced. That is what makes you have that skill, right? So that skill is used to solve problem or create value. That's not why we are here. A lot of us on this platform right now have a skill. Okay, so that's not why we are here. We are here to know how to monetize that skill that we have. We are here to know how to get income from that skill that we have, and we are joining there. Don't get bored yet, okay? Now, we are talking about the next thing we'll be talking about is the word business. And according to the definition we have here, business is the organized process of creating, all right? Is the organized process of creating, delivering, and exchanging value through products or services in return for profit. So something goes forward before profit comes in, all right? Profit comes in return of something. Okay, so that money you are looking for, that income you are looking for, comes in return to something. And there are a lot of things that we could actually talk about in this definition. But what we are going to be majoring on is what we have in the first two lines. in the first two lines of that definition, you are going to see that business is the organized process of creating, right? So there is an organized process of creating, all right, value. There's an organized process of rendering your service. There's an organized process of getting things done that we often miss. That's organized process. We often miss it, and that is why it's beginning to look like monetizing the skill that you have is becoming unnecessarily difficult. All right. So that organized process, what are the processes? If you want to, as a graphic designer, if you want to design, there is research, there is you bringing together the element you'll be using for your design, there is you doing this, there is you doing that, there is finishing touches. Even as much the way you have that process in that skill of yours, okay, there is also process of actually monetizing it. There's actually process of business that enables you to turn that skill into money. There is an organized process. All right. We don't always know that organized process because we just learn the skill and we leave the business out. That is why we now eventually have the skill and then we are unable to make money from it. There are people who have this organized process, who understand what business is, and they don't even have a skill at all. But they make much more money than those who have the skill. Because at the end of the day, somebody who understands the way business works, we cook up a system, an organized process, all right, and then employ somebody who has the skill, and then be paying down on salary. I don't want to say it's not always about the skill because the skill is important, but you must learn the business side to it. That's what makes it a balance. All right. Am I communicating? Please let me see if we are getting this tonight. Am I communicating? Okay, okay. Thank you, Davis Bolaji. All right. Can I see two more hands? Let me be sure that people are following. Thank you, Davis Official. Thank you. How do I pronounce this name now? Sino MFR. All right. Thank you very much. Let's keep on riding. All right. Now, we are going to be looking at those things that we regard as organized process that now enables us to monetize the skill we have. Remember at the beginning of the class, I made mention of the fact that there is a lot of organized process. There are a lot of channels through which you can monetize your skill, but we'll be dealing with one that I believe is a sure way to making money from your skill. All right. Now, the last thing on the slide here is income, of course. Everybody knows what income is, right? Income is that revenue. Income is that again. Income is that returns that you get from your organized process, that you get from rendering your skill, that you get from selling your service, that you get from selling your product. Right? That is what income is, the returns you get from those things. If you look at the last definition of business, the last line, you're going to see in return for profit, that profit is income. All right. So let me not stress that. Let's move forward because this is just foundation. We have not even gotten to the organized process. That is why we are here. So let's proceed. All right. So business. That is why we are here. Okay. Now I tried to give it a more expatiated definition that we encapsulate the things that we will now be talking about and picking here and there. All right. So let's read. Business is an organized process that transforms skills or idea into value. Do you see that? It does not directly transform your skill or idea into income. That is what we often do, and that is why we don't ever get profit from it. You have a skill already, you have an idea, it must be transformed into a value. All right. It is that value that you will now exchange for profit. It is that value that you exchange for income. Don't get bored yet. We are going somewhere, and I promise you are going to be happy that you joined this webinar tonight. All right. So we read business is an organized process that transforms skill or idea into value. Very good. It involves creating solution, branding, generating lead, building a client base, marketing, selling, and delivering results through paper pricing, financial management, customer relation, and scaling. Business ensures sustainable profit. All right. If you are looking to or looking forward to having a sustainable profit, you want to become financially independent through your skill, you must insert business into that skill. because business is what ensures sustainable profit, growth, and long-term success in the digital world, in your business, in your skill. Oftentimes, the way we look for clients is as though we are trying to survive. And that is why we don't eventually become successful with the skill we have. If what you are doing is to survive, you are going to keep on a circle of looking for clients, delivering jobs to them, squandering the money, looking for clients, delivering the job to them, squandering the money. You keep on in that circle. Growth is not achieved in that way. All right. Now, there's a lot of things that we can touch here and there in this definition, but there's the reason for which we are here, and there is an end to which I'm going. All right. But these are the things that makes up business. All right. There's branding, there's marketing, there's selling, there's client retention, there is customer care, there's a whole lot of things that you must put into consideration to make sure that your skill will give you a long-term success. This is not about posting on Facebook, you post on Instagram, you post tomorrow. Those things are very essential and we cannot do without them. All right. But there are certain things you have to do these things with the mindset of I'm doing a business. You are not just hustling. When you have that mindset, it makes a whole lot of difference. All right. Let me see what we have in the next slide so that I don't want to move before myself. All right. Now let's do this. Let's break this down into three steps so that we are not confused and I don't leave us aloof. There is product or having a service. There's having product or having a service, something that you can exchange in return of profit, of income. All right. I believe that 80% of us here, you have a skill. Now, if you don't have a skill, it is not a problem because we will attend to that. All right. If not today, we'll do that tomorrow. Or you can send me a message directly. I package this all to make a complete package. All right. So let me assume, and it's not an expensive assumption because even if you don't have, there's provision for you. Do well to message me or make sure that you are here by tomorrow. Now, let me assume again that we all here, we have a skill. That means you have a value or you have a product, any one of the two, right? So that is sorted. Now, there is what we call positioning. If you are looking into this definition, I'm going to be saying branding, I'm going to be saying marketing. Those things, they are things that can encapsulate into one word, which is positioning, all right? That on its own is a long discussion and conversation, and that's not why we are here. We are here to see how we can at least turn the skill we have into income. But I will not leave that unattended to. I have a book that I have written on that, how you can plant your feet in the digital space and build a successful, digital journey. Okay, for whatsoever reason it is. You want to gain awareness, you want to become known, you want to sell your product, you want to sell your skill. That book is an ebook. It will do justice to that, and it is free. So if you are interested in that, you can message me immediately after the webinar, and you will get a copy. Okay, so let's move forward. Now there is product, there is you positioning yourself. You have positioned yourself now. There is now you getting there is you getting income from your skill. Those are the three primary levels. All right. You have a skill first. You have a skill first. You position yourself. That is you letting people know that I have this skill. After you have done that, you now want to start selling that skill that you have to people. All right. Now there are various ways that you can sell that skill you have to people, and that's business. And I've said it before. I've said it about 2 times that there are various ways, there are various channels to sell your skill. But the thing that we'll be emphasizing on in this class, that will be the major discussion, is lead generation and building a client base. You can see I made that in red color here. That's what I'm going to be talking about. Amidst all these things in business, all right, how can we sell through lead generation? How can we build a sustainable and long-term success through lead generation and building a client base? Hope my people are with me. Am I communicating? Somebody with me tonight? Let me see your emoji. Let me see your thumbs up. All right. Thank you, Luigi Eitayo. Thank you very much. Now let's ride on. So what we want to discuss, as I've said earlier, is generating lead and building a client base. Now let's move to what we have next. Now, when we talk about generating lead, this is you reaching out to people and showcasing what you have to them. This is what I can do for you. You are not just going there to say, I can do this. You are telling them how what you can do can solve their problem. All right. Lead generation on its own is one wide, range of topic that we can keep on discussing. But let's try to streamline it. Under lead generation, there is code messaging, there is code mailing, and there's running ads. Don't forget, lead generation is reaching out to people, telling them what you can do for them and how it is going to benefit them. That's the layman definition of it, right? How can you do that? I just said, I said reaching out. So you can reach out through what we call code messaging. And code messaging has to do with you probably, oftentimes people make use of Instagram or LinkedIn. You search for people's profile who are likely going to need your skill. You look at their profile. Let's take graphic design, for instance. So you search for um, industries in Lagos. So you get a very long list of industries in Lagos. Then you begin to check them out one by one. You are seeing the kind of designs that they use. And then there are certain industries that use that they don't have very good designs, all right? So now you want to pitch to them. I'm talking about code messaging now. So you compose a message telling them you appreciate them. Oh, I like what you are doing on your platform. You are doing a very good job, but I believe you can get better if we try to make your designs better. If you are very wise, you can pick one of the designs that they have, all right, and then you redesign it in a way that is looking much more better. You remember effectiveness. Don't go and redesign, and what they have before is even better than what you are now doing. So you now do something like a before and after. I'm showing you how you can enter into the mind of people, and you're not looking like you are just here for their money. You actually want to render service to them. Okay, so much that they are now the one that are willing to buy from you. You are not even chasing them again. All right. So you do a before and after. They see what they have before, and they see what you are doing to them, and then you now write a very good message, and and you tell them, if you want us to take this further, send me a message. Something very good like that. ChatGPT is there, can always help you, but don't just go to ChatGPT and say, give me code message. Input something into it, then tell it to make it better. So it will return for you. It's a robot, it needs your input. That's by the way. All right. So when you get that, then you send to the client or you send to that person that you drafted the message for. All right. So the person goes through it and then you start a conversation from there. That's code messaging. There is code mailing. You do the same thing, all right, but you don't send the message on social media. You send it on their mail, all right. Now there's running ads on the other hand. Running ads is you, of course, doing advertisements, sponsored ads on, say, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, whatsoever. What you are doing in a nutshell is showing people what you can do and how you can help them to solve problem. That's what everybody is doing. All right. Now, if you will be doing this, you want to generate lead, ensure that you don't, nobody buys at first sight. I just saw your ads today and then I jump on it and I want you to create ads for me. If that happens a few times, but if it happens, believe me, it is not that ads that necessarily convinced them. It is going to be a case that, remember I said something the other time, you have a product, you are going to have to position yourself. So it's going to be a case that you have done a very good work on your social media, you have a very good bill, you have posted over time, that when people land on your page, they're going to be convinced. All right. So you create an ad, they click on the ad, they land on your page, they see what you have done in the past, and then they come to you to come and buy. There is a track record that you have created consciously or unconsciously that is now making that person buy from you. You cannot say you're a graphic designer, you have only two designs on your page, and then you now go and run ad and then land on your page. Like, how am I supposed to trust you? Now, that's by the way again. So this is how you can generate it: code messaging, code mailing, or running ads. All right. So if you have done that, put in mind that you want to position yourself to them as, I've come to help you, I've come to give you value, I've come to help you solve a problem. I have a product that is going to meet your needs. That's the notion, that's the idea that you want to give them. Immediately you have contact. People run away from people who looks hungry and they want to collect money at all costs. So don't position yourself in that way. Now, after you have generated lead, there are people who make use of, say, free classes, the how to do this, do this, how to do that, 2 days free class, 3 days free class. One mistake I see those people make is they create a WhatsApp group, that's very fine. People come directly from, let's say they make use of ads. Then people come from that ads and they land in that WhatsApp group directly. You don't have each other's contacts, and there is no way that you're going to easily continually nurture them. That brings us to the next thing in discussion, nurturing. All right. If you have generated a lead, regardless of the formula or the pattern that you used, code messaging, you use ads, you did a free training, you brought people to yourself, all right, with the mindset that you will sell. If you are doing a free training, it is very good, but be calculus or have the calculation in mind of how you are going to turn that lead you are generating, that free class you are doing, have it in mind how you are going to eventually turn it to income for yourself, but without being aggressive. Let's keep moving. All right. So if you have generated your lead, you need to nurture them. All right. So you don't just take them directly to your WhatsApp group. At least they should come to your DM, exchange contact. Please do it to save my contact. If they have saved your contact, give them the link, let them enter the group. In that way, if you continually post, they're going to be seeing your products, they're going to be seeing your post, they're going to be seeing whatever it is you are doing. That's a very good way to continually convince them. Maybe you worked for a brand, you definitely will not show it to everybody in their DM. You're going to just post it and maybe tag some people. If they keep on seeing your post like that, all right, there will be a lead that you generated last year that will just come to your DM next year and say, I now need this service. All right. It is because you have generated that lead once upon a time that you can now sell to that person now. All right. So you generate, after you generate, you nurture. And the nurturing is what we're talking about now. You nurture by making sure that you have them in your archive. Either you have each other's number, you can always make them see your posts. You label them. That's also a very good way, such that you can send messages that are going to be pertaining directly to them. Oftentimes, let's say once a week, twice a week, once a while, you are keeping contact. They are seeing you showing up, and you are not coming to say you must buy from me. You are nurturing, you are keeping them, you are keeping yourself in their mind. All right. Okay. Maybe you are making use of mails. You have their mails with you once a week, every first of the month. You are sending them mails. You are nurturing. All right. And in all your nurturing, make sure your product is always seen, even if you are not selling. There's a way you can say come and buy without saying come and buy. These are psychologists of selling, right? So the point of conversation is that you are nurturing these people, you are keeping yourself in their mind. All right. Now, after a long time, these people that you have nurtured, sometimes they become people who you will sell to immediately, and sometimes it's going to take a while. All right. Let me know if people are understanding me, or I'm just talking to myself. Yes, Daniel Jaida says, don't look hungry to customers. Thank you. All right. Am I communicating tonight? Let me see our emojis. Am I communicating? Are people understanding what we are talking about? Somebody say something. All right. Thank you, Shuku David. All right. So let me make this a little bit simpler. I think I've said a lot of things and I need to draw a line in between it. So what we are doing, remember that we are trying to, let me go back to the slide. Remember that we are not just trying to sell, we are generating lead, and then we want to build a client base. All right. This building of client base is what makes for sustainable profits, all right, growth and long-term success. Don't think of I must sell today. Now, in the act of doing this, of selling, of generating lead, there are times that you directly sell if you are able to convince people, and if people that really need your service or your goods or your value immediately, they will buy. But there are people, oftentimes, let's say 1 out of 10 will buy immediately. What about the remaining 9? Do you dispose them? That is how to become a failure. If you are going to build a long-term success, you need to know how to keep the remaining 9, because they will buy tomorrow. Some will buy in 2 months' time, some will buy in 3 months' time, some will buy next year. That's how to buy, that's how to build a long-term success. All right. So uh, we are generating lead, not looking hungry. We are keeping them in archive. After doing that, we are nurturing them. We are reaching out to them. We are keeping ourselves in their mind, and then we are letting them see how good we are by posting. You finish design for somebody, the design is looking very beautiful. You will come and keep it inside your phone. Post, brother, post. Post and write caption. If I were the one handling your design, this is what your brand will be looking like. Post something that will make somebody that does not employ you want to employ you. So that when I see that post and it's not my business that you are working, that you are designing it for, I will be jealous. I'll go and look for money and borrow. People have money, collect it. I'll go and look for the money and borrow and come to you say, that thing you are doing for other brands, come and do it for me. You owe us the um you owe us explanation of how good you are, but you will not keep going into everybody's DM that I'm good, I'm good. It is by the work that you have done that you are now posting that we get convinced, rather. All right. Oftentimes in website designers, especially when they finish learning, there is what we call portfolio building, whereby you start creating design. Nobody give you work. You just start creating websites, so that when somebody comes to you and say, can you do this job? You are not just saying, yes, I can do it. You are sending links. This is the website I have built. This is the website I have built. It is by the reason of those jobs that the person will get convinced. Even as a graphics designer, you don't have to wait till somebody now brings job for you. Create fictional brands on your head, create fictional business and naked collection, right? Okay, so that is nurturing, convincing them, making them that you have value to offer and the likes. That is nurturing. After you have nurtured, one way or the other, you are going to convert. Now, it is doing, okay, let me move to the next slide. Now, client base. We have spoken about generating lead and nurturing. Now, what is client base? A client base is the group of regular or loyal customers who consistently buy your product or service and form the foundation of your business revenue and growth. All right. You see, you see the word a group. A client base is the group of regular or loyal customers. When you start generating your lead, let's say you are doing 10 leads a week. If you are doing code messaging, you are able to send about 10 leads a week. All right. You are generating them. After a month, you have 40 people that you have generated. After 2 months, you have 80. After a long while, you are now having 200. That's about, I think, 5 months. You now have 200. You are going to agree with me that the number is increasing. That's why creating a client base is a game of number, a game of time, actually. All right. So after a while, you are now going to have about 200 people that are likely to patronize you. All right. It is going to get to a point that you are very sure that within a month, at least within 1 week, I'll get 2, 3 clients. Within 1 week, I'll get 4, 5 clients. It's because you have people who you know that they need this skill that you are offering. All right. I thought somebody said they can't hear me. All right. So, as I was saying, let me get my thoughts back now. It is because you have people who you know that they are likely going to need this my skill. That is why you can post confidently. There are people that they are not expecting money from anywhere. They don't even have any clients presently. But if you get to them and say, my guy, I need 20K, they'll just tell you presently what I have on me, I have budgeted the money, but give me 2, 3 days. They are not expecting from anywhere, but they have a client base that they know that 1 week cannot go, somebody will come. And that thing does not come automatically. You build it. And how this thing works is this is a proven strategy. Yeah. By the time you do this for let's say 6 months straight, there are leads that will now start coming to you that you did not generate, but will come through the lead that you generate. This is how it happens. When you have generated 20 leads, say for 5 months, you are doing 10 every week. For 5 months, you now have 200 leads that you have generated. You have worked for 50 out of that 200, maybe immediately or some came later. You have been able to work for 50. If you do not generate the lead, you will not see that 50. The remaining 150 that you have not worked for now, as long as you keep on showing up to them, they will still come by. Some of them will not come by, but when somebody says, I need a graphics designer, it will now be a matter of tell a person that there is a person. So we now say, I know a guy, I've been seeing his status, he does it very well. Do you get? Now, some of those people that you are working for also, by the reason of posting, there was somebody I was doing design for, all right? My brand was creating design for, and then the page was just growing like that. So much that at some point in time, when you now enter the page, it's very colorful, looking so attractive and the likes. People started getting into the page and they are now asking him, who is doing this design for you? All right, that's how it works. I generated a lead. I offered effective service to that lead. Remember the definition that we had the other time. Effective service. You deliver something that is effective. From there, when there is a usage of that thing that you delivered, there are other leads that will come through that client. This is a game of time, as I said the other time. So if you are not somebody that can wait and do what is needful, you are just going to keep on hustling. You are not going to be building something that is sustainable. But if you are willing to build something sustainable and a proper growth and success, then stay with me. All right. So lead, we keep on calling upon lead for you, and that is how you will now build. Let's take this definition again. A client base is the group of regular. It becomes regular. That regular means at a point in time, there are people that you know that in a week they need 3 designs, and you are the one that is offering it. If you have 5 people like that, you are already fine. If you are charging well anyway, right? Out of the whole 200, you might just have 5 like that. Every week they are coming, they are doing 3 designs. That's regular. There are some that just come once a month, twice a month, they just bag in and they bag out. That's how they come and go. There are some that will don't refer you. But because you have built that lead, you have that client base, there will be a regular system of income that you can even track if you are very careful and you are observant enough. Let's read again. A client base is the group of regular or loyal customer who consistently, mark the word consistently. That word consistently does not mean one person that is coming every time, but you have 10 people. If this one does not come on Monday, this one will come on Monday. This one does not come on Monday, this one will come on Monday. This person, you always come Tuesday, Wednesday. Like that. You know that within a week, I will make 3 designs. That's consistency. Who consistently buy your product or service. Now, they are the people that will now form the foundation of your business revenue. What is business revenue? Income. Remember what we're talking about, how to turn your skill into income. That's what we're talking about. So by the time you have generated a lead, you have nurtured them, they now trust you, they know you can get the job done. They will now form a base from which you can always fetch, and then you will be fine. All right. So they form the foundation of your business revenue and growth. That's the definition of client base. Now let's go to what we have next down there. I said continuous complete lead generation. This is not just continuous lead generation. If you generate lead and you refuse to nurture, all right, that is not the continuous cycle. You can see the lead generation cycle here. It takes generation and then nurturing. There are a lot of leads that plenty people have generated that could, maybe because they were not converting immediately, but they could convert in 6 3 months times, all right? But because it was not converting immediately that time, you threw the lead away. That's a very bad habit, all right? So continuous complete lead generation. You generate the lead, you nurture, you keep on showing up, you keep on letting them know that I am here, you keep on letting them that I am good with what I do. That is a complete lead generation cycle. It's one of the sure road. It's one of the sure road map to heavy client base. Underline the word heavy there. This is not just client base. If you keep on generating your lead and you are nurturing them, over time, you are going to have a client base that you can so much trust, and you can say at any time, I'm broke presently, but just give me few weeks. It's not because you are expecting somebody promise you money, but you know that you have a grant that something will definitely germinate from. All right. So this is what we're talking about when we say generate lead, nurture them, and then convert them. That conversion sometimes happens immediately, sometimes doesn't happen immediately, but you must keep on nurturing. Don't throw away lead because it is not converting immediately. You must learn the act of nurturing. All right. Now, this thing is a game of time, as I said earlier. It is not going to, at least if you generate 10 leads in a week, you cannot tell them that you already have a heavy client base. No. So you're going to have to be somebody that's patient enough, and you can put in the work that is needful. All right. So you are doing 10 this week, you are doing 10 next week. And that also makes you understand that this is not something, this is up to you. If you are doing 10 a week and I'm doing 20 a week, it is definitely sure that I will have my client base faster than you. All right. Especially when I'm able to nurture them anyway. You don't generate 50 leads and then you are unable to handle them properly. All right. So if I'm doing 20, you are doing 10, I will definitely get my client base, heavy client base before you. So make sure that you generate as much as you can. And in doing that, understand that it takes time to put them together. This is a game of number as well as time. As that time is going, in 2 months, the number is increasing. In 3 months, the number is increasing. After a while, you will have a level of client base that you now know that I can always fetch from these people. All right. Now, let's talk about lead generation a little bit. How to generate, I was talking about not looking hungry to them. There are people that they do free classes, they say, come, I will teach you this. Let's take Pixela for instance. I think there's somebody, I don't know if he is here. He does, I've seen him do what's it called? Free Pixel Lab class at times. So he does that class live like that, teach people. And then I don't know if you are nurturing anyway, because if you are not nurturing, you are wasting those people that you are bringing together. You can you can adopt that kind of system where you bring people together, you teach them something for free, and when you are teaching them, you teach them in a way that they will come to ask for more. Is that more that you use to convert? All right. You give them what will make them hungry, and you will keep the original solution. Is that original solution that they will come back to ask for you, that you will now turn to your own profit. That's what people do oftentimes, you get. But you don't always have to go through the rigor of holding life class, holding life class, holding life class, holding life class, except you are somebody that you just love impacting. All right. Not necessarily directly because you want to gain, but you just love a pattern, then that's fine. But if it is for the purpose of this lead generation that you want to eventually turn to income, you can have that class recorded. You can have the class recorded, post on your drive, then you are running continuous ads. How to do this, and this. People come, remember, into your DM, exchange contact. When your contact is exchanged, you add them to a group and then you drop the link for them. That's a very good one. I have somebody that all he used was ebook, wrote ebooks, and then keep on giving people, because people are looking for solution. If you have that solution in hand, I'm trying to give us ideas of how we can generate lead right now. If you have that solution in hand, why not put it into writing and then package it well and make it available for people to read, and then start creating ads if you can afford it. If you cannot afford it, enter people's DM. Make sure that you have checked what they are doing and what you want to give them is a solution to what they are doing, right? It could either be a video, it could be an ebook. I've gone through your profile. I see the very good job you are doing there. Thank you for your impact in the society. But I believe that if we do this, and this, it's going to make this, and this better. If you don't really understand what we're talking about, I have an ebook package that will be a sort of solution to this problem we're talking about. When you say that, you have introduced yourself as an expert in that field. All right. The person sees that you appreciate what he's doing. You have already locked the heart of that person. Right. You have gained entrance. Now, you are not saying, let me help you do this so that you will give me money. You are saying, you are giving a solution without saying you have money to collect. Do you get? There's a way you have already made that person feel at home, that okay, this one is, at least it's not here for my money, meanwhile you are here for the money, me and you know. All right. So you give the person the ebook, the person reads it, regardless of how people go. You go and create a ebook and you say how to become a pixel lab expert, then you give a an entrepreneur, and then you think the person will read the book and then suddenly become a pixel lab expert. It doesn't work that way, but the person will still read, and after he has read, he's going to try. And after he has tried and he's not getting it, he's looking for where eraser is, he's looking for where wanty is inside this thing. He will now come back to you. He will now say, oh, maybe you should get the course. Because I have the cost, just 15,000 naira. Maybe you should get the cost. Because I have the cost, it's just 50,000 naira, and it comes with 1 month mentorship. Do you understand? This is psychology. All right. It could be a video. I look at your this thing, the way you are doing your videos. I think you need to understand CapCut a little bit better. Then you now create uh, a CapCut class. It could be about 30 minutes long. And then in that CapCut class, you show a lot of things, And then half of the class, you are just saying, for instance, there's a client I did CapCut design for, and let us look at what I was able to do for the person. And you show one, maybe you never have plans, it's just a fictional this thing. And then you now show one video that I just animating, doing different styles. And the person is wondering, when will you teach me this thing? When will you teach me this thing? But through the course of the video, you probably taught a few CapCut skills that the person can use and then get himself acquainted with CapCut. And then half of the video, you are showing your expertise. You are showing what you have done for people. You are showing what you can do for people. For instance, as a beginner, if you want to do this, you can just pass through this place, pass through this place, pass through this place, and you do this. This is the result you will get. But by the time you now start getting yourself acquainted with CapCut, you will be able to do something like this. Then you show the person something that you have done before. And the person now comes to you, that video that I saw inside your course that you did for a naked collection, how can I do it? I have the pro class. It's just 35,000 naira. If that person does not buy today, he will go and look for the money. He can start doing a job, and person will come back to buy. But you did not look hungry. If you just came to the person and say, your videos on your listing, they are not even fine. Let me just sell my cost to you. You have come as somebody very, very hungry, and they will not buy from you. Not because you did not have the value, but because you came hungry. Somebody told me before, they don't never go to a negotiation table as a hungry man, even if you really need the job, right? The fact that you go there hungry, yeah, will not make you get the job, or you should get it in a is there a word like devalued? They will just give you one price like that. Package yourself, even if you are hungry. Package yourself and go like, no, 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 I won't take that. I know what I do. That's just by the way anyway. But don't go to a negotiation table hungry. All right. Let me take about 3 questions before we call it a night. I planned for us to use just 1 hour, and I think we have used 56 minutes at the moment, if I'm correct. All right. So if you have questions, this is YouTube. I'm not sure if people can talk, but you can write it into the comment section. I'm just taking 3. We will continue this class tomorrow. There is more to do. We are still going to talk about how to package our products. All right. How to package our products. You are a graphics designer. Does that mean you have a product? We're talking about here. Let me see if I can get it again. Business is an organized process of transforming skill. Okay, business is an organized process that transforms skills or idea into value. So you have the skill, you're a graphic designer. You have the skill, you're a website designer. Does that necessarily mean that you have a value? All right. Now, if you have value, how do you then package it? Because you can have something and then you are not packaging it. All right. Is that packaging at times that invites? But that's discussion for tomorrow. So we'll get there. And then there are certain side hustle that I will also let us see that can also easily generate and fetch us more income. All right. But regardless of either it's a side hustle or it's a major hustle, regardless of whatever it is you are going into, understand how to attract people to yourself. When you attract people to yourself, understand how to keep them, all right, and keep on nurturing them, and also understand how to convert them. All right. Don't push people. You must buy today, they'll run away. All right. And because they're not buying now, does not necessarily imply that they will not buy later. That's what I've been able to discuss tonight. And I hope I've been able to communicate, if not too much, at least something that we can make do of. All right. Um, and I hope to see us implementing these things and getting results. Okay. Now, if you have questions, you can drop it in the comment section. I'm just taking 3 questions, but as I wait for that, let me say this: this is the beginning of something like this, and this is not just the end. We are not just coming here to just talk, and go. All right. If you started with us, we started with the graphic design competition, which is going to end tomorrow. We are going to have our winners tomorrow. So you can also come to check them out. Let's know who is even collecting that website. All right. Now, this is going to be happening every month. That group on WhatsApp is going to become a community where we keep on building ourselves. We meet every month like this. We talk, we attend to matters, we have ask to ask talk this way, all right, and then we make sure that we implement what we have discussed in that webinar through the month, all right. So the ebook I spoke about the other time, I'm going to drop it in. No, if you want it, reach out to me. If you want that ebook, reach out to me. I believe most of you have my number, so reach out to me and I will drop it for you. I'll give you the link to get it. All right. So this is going to be happening every month. We are going to come talk like this, have a to ask talk, then we implement. We implement the things that we have discussed in the course of the month, and then by the beginning of the second month again, we'll come together and talk again. All right. So welcome to this journey, and I congratulate you for being here. This is not just about coming together to talk, it is about making sure that we all grow hand in hand. It is about making sure that we all grow together and then we achieve our respective goals, which is oftentimes ultimately making profit, making income from our skill. All right. So I'm here to make sure that you are generating income from that skill of yours. I'm here to make sure that you are achieving your digital desires and goals. I'm here to make sure that you are achieving those goals that you set for yourself. All right. We'll be doing so much together. So prepare your mind and we'll see how the Lord helps us. This is 1 hour already. Do I have questions or we call it a night? Do I have questions or we call it a night? All right. In the absence of no question, the people do say if a teacher finish teaching and there are no questions, it's either the student understand properly or the teacher has successfully convinced or confused everybody. All right. I hope I did not confuse you and I've been able to teach properly. If you learnt one or two things that you'll be able to implement in the course of this class, can I see your thumbs up? Can I see your thumbs up? Let me be sure that I have communicated value tonight. Really, if it's just one person I have. Is anyone with me tonight? All right, Davis Bolaji, thank you. Eniola Barrett, thank you. Is it wrong for me to post my work on Instagram and expect lead customers without an expect list of customers? Okay, let's talk about this tonight, and that will be all because it's a little bit of a discussion. Now, your Instagram, your Facebook account, your LinkedIn account. Where do I take this from? When you have those social platforms, yeah, and you start posting on them, you start showing your works on those platforms. All right. First of all, what you are doing is this: you are building a place where people can get to and they will be convinced that you are an expert in what you do. All right. So that if by any reason I search Eniola Barrett on Facebook and I land on your Facebook account, I see the design that you have done. I don't know if you're a graphic designer, and I see the design that you have done. All right. I will be immediately convinced that okay, this person is good at what he or she does, and then I can give you my work. That's the first thing. All right. Now, over time, all things being equal, over time, let's say 3, 4, 5 months, over time like that, you are going to start getting a level of visibility, and that's going to be if you are consistently posting, because there's what we call algorithm and it works with consistency. All right. Do they have to getting clients on Upwork or other freelancing platforms? That's a big question, but let's answer this one first. That's if you are consistently posting and engaging. There's posting, there's engaging. When you post, people comment and then you respond. Now, that commenting and then you are responding to the comment is another way of nurturing your lead. All right, because you can post on Facebook and somebody sees what you have posted. All right, and then maybe follows you. Person is now seeing what you are doing on Facebook. Then you did something and the person commented. Make sure that you reply to that comment. That is still nurturing your lead. People often talk about community. I have a community, I have a community. It's not until you have 50 people before you have a community. If you have only 2 followers on Facebook and they are commenting on your post, that's your community. Nurture them. If you can't nurture that too, you will not be able to nurture them when they become 200. All right. So appreciate the days of little beginning. All right. Don't get comment or likes from my post. That's why I'm asking. All right. Now, that's why I'm saying the first thing is that your Facebook or your whatever account that you use is just a platform where people can land on, and then they will now know that you are good at what you do. People will see it. They will know that you are good at what you do, but they will not comment. All right. Just keep on showing them. Keep on showing them. Now, for instance, people need to understand that marketing is not direct. For instance, you see Coca-Cola post, maybe they make adverts. Do you think they are making that advert so that you can click on it and go and buy Coke? No, but they are still doing the ads. Why? They are keeping themselves in your memory, making you remember that there is something called Coca-Cola. If Coca-Cola make ads and then you click on the button, you want to go and buy Coke through that one, like, where would they deliver to you from? But they still keep on doing that awareness to let you know that we are here and we are good at what you do, at what we do rather. That is why you must keep on posting, even if you are not seeing likes. You must keep on posting to let people know that I am here and I am good at what I am doing, even if they are not reacting. Believe me, they are seeing you. All right. Now, if you keep on posting like that, there is the two things are involved. It's either you are seen or let me put it this way. It's either you are found or people find or you're gonna find people. You are found in the sense that because you are posting, somebody somewhere one day. The essence of posting is to convince people when they come. Remember, you keep on posting and then after 3 months, somebody somewhere one day is needing a graphic designer, and then the person goes to Facebook and search for graphics designer. People do this a lot when they need a service, somebody that renders a service. They enter first account, they scroll. They are not satisfied. They enter another account, they scroll. Develop your account in such a way that when that person mistakenly enters your account, it's either they give you the job or they give you the job. It's not going anywhere again because you have posted very good designs that is convincing enough. You are not posting to get likes. You are not posting to get comments. But when you post and you get comments, make sure you nurture that lead. All right. But if you are not getting comments, don't be discouraged. It does not mean that people are not seeing you. They are seeing you. Coca-Cola does not do ads, or Nike does not do ads so that you will come and buy, or so that you will like it. If you like, don't like it, but they will still do. What they are doing is to make sure that you are remembering them. You to keep on posting so that people will know that you are still here. And when anybody lands on your page, either by mistake or by searching, the person will not be able to get out until they give you the job. That's the essence of your Facebook, your Instagram, and the likes. And I was saying the other time, even when you run ads, people click on your ads, they land on your page first, they will check out your page. If you are running ads and you don't have enough convincing evidence on your page, they will just go away. Do you get? So keep on posting, not about likes, not about comments, all right? But make sure that you keep on posting so that when anybody lands on your page by mistake, you have sealed a client already, even by just entering your page. They are convinced already. That's the essence of all those things. Facebook, when you post on Facebook, the people that will see it are the people that are probably following you. All right. Maybe you have 50 followers. That's not a heavy client base. All right. But when somebody will come to that page, make sure that by the reason of the things that you have posted, they will give you the job. Make sure that you keep on posting so that when you start doing your cold messaging and then you do a design, you send to the person, this is what I can do for you. And the person say, this one that is even messaging me, let me go and check his or her, what's it called? Let me go and check his or her profile. And the person enters, let it now be, wow, truly, this person knows this thing. That's the essence. All right. Churchill, Omole, I'm still at the back. Well, people who are at the front, they woke, they were they worked from the back to the front. So start coming fast, fast. We spoke about code messaging the other time, and we said somebody that is doing 10 a day and somebody that is doing 20 a day, one person will have a robust client base faster than the other. So if you know that you are still at the back, if you have the energy, you are so motivated to get to that front, all right, just put in the labor. Post twice a day. You are doing your design, record the way you are doing the design, edit it and post. That's evidence. You finish the design, make sure you post it with a very good caption. Do that twice a day and go and check back your account in the next 2 months. You know that you are already at the front. It's, I've told you it's a game of time. Don't be in an hurry, but keep on doing the needful without relenting. That's what it takes. Just post consistently for 2 months and go and check your page again. Create videos, screen record, edit, post that flyer, post it, put a very good caption. Check your account in the next 2 months. All right. I think is there an hack to getting client on Upwork or freelance? This is a topic on its own, freelancing, all right, and that's not why we are here. So maybe I've said I don't think I get this, but the Upwork and freelancing of a thing, we might create a class for that separately later on, but that's not why we are here, and we are a lot past 1 hour. What's this message? Edward Okudini. How do I transfer the $1 billion PSD file I designed? I don't get this message. All right, maybe you can reach out to me in my DM. All right, and then if need be, we can come to class tomorrow and do justice to it. They look like whining for my eye, but well, I don't understand. All right, so that will be all for tonight. Thank you very much for coming around. If by the reason of thinking about the things that we have discussed this night, you have any question that you are not asking now, you can always drop it in the group. I will check them out, probably bring them to class tomorrow and treat them, or I will answer you directly. All right. Thank you very much all for coming around. I appreciate your presence. Let's do more together and let's grow together. Make sure you like, you share, and you subscribe. Invite a friend to invite a friend. All right. My name is Oluwatobiloba Emmanuel, and I'm popularly known as the Big Toby. Thank you very much for coming around again. I will see you all tomorrow, the same time, 7 p.m. Bye for now.